Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be talking about the leg kit for your Yakima OpenRange camp kitchen. This is a very unique product. It can work as an add-on, it can work as an upgrade. You can use this with the OpenRange, or you can use your OpenRange with the Exo System. And this is something additional just to make your adventures a little bit more exciting. So we'll talk about that as well as the different situations where you may need the leg kit or you might not need the leg kit. So I've tried the OpenRange with it on the Exo System. Yes, it can mount onto your Exo System tracks. Now, there are some downsides to the OpenRange being used on the Exo System. Main thing is height. So see where our tables are on our OpenRange camp kitchen? Well, if you had the OpenRange on the top shelf of your Exo System, you'd be limited to putting those add-on tables to the bottom rung. Even then, you might need to get an adapter or a spacer or even a piece of wood to lift the table up so it goes high enough. Now, it would still work with the top shelf, but the downside is that's also how high all of your working area is. So if you need to, let's say, do dishes, you need to cook, you need to food prep, it's a lot more convenient to do it at this height versus chopping things up right where it's eye level. So if that's going to be the case for you, that's when I start considering the leg kit. So with the leg kit, you now have a lot more versatility for the height of your campsite. So we have our legs out at their highest setting. You can make smaller adjustments. Now, because of the way that the legs are spread out, some things to think about are make sure you don't run into the legs as you're walking around your campsite. Also, because they are spread out, yes, it gives you more stability, but also your height might be a little different. So here's our maximum. Measuring from underneath the OpenRange to the ground, we have it at 32 inches and a quarter of height. So that's gonna be your maximum. Awesome if you wanna use your add-on table at the bottom or at the second rung, but you can't reach the top rung. There's 9 points of adjustments along the legs split into 3. So you can see from the very top to the very bottom, that's gonna be 16 inches apart. So to make adjustments, you just loosen the knob, and then from here you can support your OpenRange while you rotate the knob to where you can move this up and down. So we're going to bring it here to the top setting, twist, and then tighten back down on that knob. So do this for all 4 when you need to make those adjustments. If you are on uneven ground, that's what these micro adjustments are for as well. So measuring again from underneath the OpenRange to the ground, we have it at 18.5 inches. So that's gonna be the height adjustment you can get from 18.5 all the way up to 32.25. And with it in the lowered position, you now have all of this extra space. This could be where you set up your food. You could all eat around here, bring your chairs around. This OpenRange now works as kind of like your under sink storage or your bottom cabinet storage, where you can grab your stuff from underneath and work on top of the range. Now for stability, with the way everything is designed, here I am trying to shake it all. It's all solid and sturdy. Yes, you may have to be considerate of the side tables, but even then, we're all in place as long as you utilize, of course, the different touch points for tightening down. Now, most of that comes from how the range fits on the leg kit. There's a little slot underneath there that helps settle it onto the legs. You also have 2 knobs with these bolts attached. So this is what's used to not only see if it's all lined up, but once it is lined up, this is used to secure your OpenRange to the legs. And underneath, you can see the different spots for both the Exo System track as well as the leg kit track. So when you're ready to pack up your campsite, you just take those little knobs out of the bottom of your OpenRange. You can then lift it up off of your leg kit and either put it back onto your Exo System or inside of your vehicle storage area. And now you have your leg kit. So if you want to store it inside of its handy dandy storage case, you're gonna have to take things apart. The forelegs are held in with these knobs on the back. So just loosen them. You don't have to take them out completely, just enough where you give enough clearance for it to slide up and off. Now make sure that the legs are in the shortest configuration. There's also going to be a pocket on the inside of your bag designed specifically for those legs. You also have these rubber caps included. Those pop onto the small legs of your table, and just to protect the edges there, they're not sharp. You just want to make sure that they maintain their shape. That's the final piece to our puzzle inside of our bag. Once that slides through easily, don't forget to zip it all up. And now you're ready to go. So this can also be stored inside of your OpenRange if you have the space for it. So you can put the stove up top, you can put the leg kit in the bottom, you can put your wooden table over here as a lid. I personally like to use the OpenRange for the important things, which is food, so I would not have space for the leg kit, so definitely something worth considering. So from my experience with the OpenRange Camp Kitchen, especially if you have the deluxe version with the 2 add-on tables and the stove and the sink and things like that, I highly recommend getting the leg kit. If you've seen any of my other review videos with the OpenRange, I always talk about how much of a hassle it might be if it was only sitting on the top shelf, because that height defeats the purpose of the OpenRange's versatility. So no matter what kind of adventure you're on, it's awesome to have those different options for heights for where those add-on tables can go, as well as height for where you want to work and you want to sit. So that was a look at the leg kit for your Yakima OpenRange. So whether you have the OpenRange Deluxe or just the OpenRange, this can work with that. Again, it's going to be great as an add-on if you already have this with your Exo System. But if you just have the OpenRange and you want to be able to set up your camp wherever you want, you can definitely get this for that. Highly recommended, but also if you want to take a look at those other accessories that were mentioned, we have all of that information, whether it's videos, pictures, or in-depth descriptions, right here at etrailer.com.